Some people say, well, I love my kids. If you love your kids, you will chastise them. If you love your kids, you will make sure they do right. Loving them ain't let them do what they want to do. They ain't love. Love is chastising and directing them on the right path for life, man. I remember my dad got so mad with my aunt one day. My aunt, we was cutting up, throwing rocks, and hit this little boy in the eye. YouTube. How you guys doing today? It's Saturday. Man, just one of them days, man. Thank you for visiting Fishing in the Hood with the Princess. Just so much going on, man. Just crazy. I just left this young man funeral that I grew up with, 48 years old. I know him since he was a kid. 48 years old. Got killed in a car accident in Atlanta. And his mom them brought the body back home. They had this funeral today. It was just a sad occasion. I carried the service out, and it was just like, it was amazing, man, to see this kid had such a promising career ahead of him. So much going on to leave so many young kids behind. I moderated the service, and it's like one of the hardest things I had to do today. But life keep going, life bring on changes. That's why I go to show, man, you gotta always be ready. You don't know how that junk gonna come, when it gonna come. You just gotta be prepared at all time. And by me saying being prepared, not only like being prepared, like being ready for it to happen, but having your soul prepared. You gotta prepare your soul, man, because once you leave this place, some people say after you're dead, you're done. Nah, man, that's not true. When you're dead, you're not done. It's more to it after that, man. It's a life after that. It's just like putting on your shoes. You have your shoes in your closet or by your bed, wherever you keep your shoes at. Them shoes is lifeless. They dead. Once you step into them shoes, that's when they begin to become lifeless. Begin to have life. So it's the same way our body. Once our soul step out our body, there's nothing there but a body there. Your soul is really your body. Your soul is you. And once your soul go off in eternity, you got to prepare where I'm going at. Where's my soul really going at? Where you going at? It's life after this stuff here, man. So many young people dying, and I stay here in Miami, man. It's getting to be ridiculous here, man. And especially with this Corona-19 thing, man. People ain't taking it serious, man. I just passed by a place. It's like a carnival out there, man. They got all kind of food trucks in this big open lot. About 10 or 12 different food trucks. People pull it on the side. They not practicing no social distance, no social distance. They don't got no gloves, no masks on. And they put a state order here in Florida. I don't know about where you at, but in Florida they put a state order. Kids is rough. It's hard raising kids and trying to direct kids now, especially in these days where you can't chastise your own kids, you can't punish your own kids. They call 911 on you. Hey, that's just some crazy junk. The courthouse is telling you how to raise your kids. You can't beat them or chastise them, but the police officers tasing them, shooting them, and beating them to sleep, and they're getting away with it. But you can't chastise your own kid to prevent all that stuff from happening. I tell you what, in my house, I tell you what, I'm gonna get that tail. I ain't gonna kill him. The Bible says, spare the rod, spoil the child. That's scripture. So, hey, man, it's just so dang through time that parents just give orders and kids just listen. Lots of kids don't want to hear that until my times change. No, times ain't change. People change. It's stuff you allow to go on in your house. And let me tell you something else too, parents, while we at this here. God gonna hold you responsible for what you allow to go on in your house. All that foolishness going on in your house, you know it ain't right. I remember this thing to come on TV like about, I think at 11 o'clock at night when we was kids. Big old round thing come on. Do you know where your kids are? You remember that? It sounded so scary. Like, do you know where your kids are? And we just like get up, like go to sleep. That was the end. That was the end of the TV station. Television turned off. We tuning out now, and if they go, they say, do you know where your kids are? Some of you ain't see your kids for weeks, 2 or 3 weeks, you don't know where they at. You don't know what's going on in them kids' life. Man, I tell you what. Some people say, well, I love my kids. If you love your kids, you will chastise them. If you love your kids, you will make sure they do right. Loving them ain't let them do what they want to do. They ain't love. Love is chastising and directing them on the right path for life, man. I remember my dad got so mad with my aunt one day. My aunt, we was cutting up, throwing rocks, and hit this little boy in the eye. Almost put his eye out. And my daddy was finna whoop our tail. My daddy whooped our tail, but he was getting set. I'm like, go get this, get me a belt and do this and that. And my aunt said, CJ, leave them boys alone. They just boys. Boy, my daddy got so mad with her. My daddy said, let me tell you something right now. Don't tell me nothing about how to raise my kids. Boys ain't gonna always be boys. I'm raising my boys to be men. So my daddy raised us to be men and productive in society. Yeah, we all make mistakes. We all fall short. But I thank God the seed was planted in me. The hook was in me. Good raising was in me. So I ran astray, just being grown and being managed and trying to do my own thing and hang with the wrong crowd. Got caught up in a lot of different stuff. But the seed was in me. It was some things that my homeboy was doing. When we used to do them capers, go out, home invasions. We used to go to different states doing home invasions. And there's certain things I just couldn't do. I said, you know what, man, this ain't for me, man. I can't do this no more. Now, I ain't finna duct tape no little kids up and put no hot iron to no lady back. And they was doing some heinous things to make them jokers tell where that money at. Talking about we Robin Hood. We only robbing drug dealers. And jokers that's doing illegal stuff. So, man, that wasn't steal. That still wasn't right. But it was certain things I couldn't do. I was like, you know what, man? I said, this ain't me. The jokers like, man, you soft, man. You a duck. He was calling me a punk. I said, whatever, man. I'm done with that. You know what them jokers at now? You know where all them boys at now? They either doing 60 years, 2 life sentences, or they dead. So I thank God for my parents installing some good stuff in me. The Bible says, raise your kid up in the way that they should go, in the admonition of the Lord, so it won't depart from them. Some of you ain't was teaching your kids nothing about God. Your kids don't got no fear of God. They don't know who God is. They can't even quote a scripture that said God gonna hold you accountable for that, because God gave you them kids to direct them in the right path. And you line them to do everything. And for you parents that get high with your kids, that's a whole different story. How can you sit there and blow a fat one with your son or your daughter? How can you sit there and get in a session with your kids? Y'all drinking, turning up, getting high. How in the world can you get in a session with your babies? I know common sense ain't common with everybody, but good gracious, that's straight up stupidity. How you gonna sit there and get in a session with your kids? Drinking with your kids. Y'all don't play with me. This junk happen every day. And you sit there and go, and then you wonder why they disrespect you. You wind up want to kill each other. Straight up, I seen a son and his father straight up fist fight. I was doing his house, home improvement. After I heard this in the kitchen, they fighting over juice. I mean, straight up dumping. Like this dude was fighting his daddy like he was a joker in the street. I mean, they slamming each other, busting each other in the mouth. Daddy got his head, his knee in the boy's face, and the boy got up on him and slammed his dad. It was ugly. I got between them and broke him up. And the kid ran in his room, get his gun. Daddy ran in his room, get his gun. I told my guys, yo, let's get out the house, man. Get clear. There's so much stuff going on. You wonder why these kids disrespect you. Because you got them to do everything. You trying to be their friend. God ain't put you here to be their friend. God put you here to be their parent. That's what your job is to do, to be their parent, not to be their friend. Time out for that foolishness, man.